Good afternoon, everyone. Intermittent fasting is the best they can do as a solution for skyrocketing food prices, which are set to skyrocket further. We got ice cream as a health food. We got the value meal wars for the fast food, and fake garlic popping its ugly head. Let's talk about canning, storing up some of your own for the solutions. That's what we need to do. So let's get into it. And I can't really make it up, but the schedule based on your age bracket is how much you should fast. 14-10, you need to fast for 14 hours. You can eat for 10 hours. And if you're 36 to 45, you need to fast for 16 hours. You can eat for 8 hours. 46 to 55, you can fast for 18 hours, but you need to only eat 6 hours a day. And if you're over 55, well, you're supposed to fast for 20 hours, eat for 4 hours. They call it eat, stop, eat. This is your solution for the new world as food prices skyrocket. I can't believe they'd even give us this as a solution, but welcome to Clown World. It's off-market news feed price increase. This is just the last month. Orange juice 20%, cocoa oil butter up 12.8%. These things that we would use daily. Coffee 7.4%, cheese up 4%, milk almost 3%, sugar and rice is almost up 2%, but things like wool, oats, palm oil down, potatoes down, soybeans down, lucky. So maybe you'll get some sort of teeter-totter balance in your bank account because of that. And if we look at the categories hardest hit by inflation off Statista, Consumer Price Index, transportation, and then we see food and beverage, 25.2. So these rosy numbers of 10%, 11%, 12%. I don't know where they get their numbers from. Truly, I don't. Honestly, I just look at this and say, this is the way we need to feed ourselves. This is your goal right here. Intermittent fasting is not a goal. That is a penalty. Clean foods, grown by yourself, traded with others, that is. And the view is awesome too. Invite some friends over. I'm sure y'all could find something to do through the afternoon in that setting. And also something you don't see every day, like bioengineered food ingredients in salads. This is from Aldi. Okay, we got GM what? Why did they mark it as bioengineered foods is the question on lettuce, unless the lettuce itself. So buyer beware. Make sure you flip over those labels and take a look. Because if we're at the point where we're at GM lettuce and they're starting to label everything now, that is a travesty that every single food stuff is going toward GM. I get it with the corn. If you're going to do ethanol and animal feed, I get it. Trying to grow it everywhere. Wheat also, in a business sense, not really an ecological sense, but a business sense. I get it. You want to get a higher yield, but when it comes down to everything has to be GM now, you really need to ask yourself why. What are they spraying on top of there to get these monoculture foods and eliminate any competition, i.e. pests? Fungicides on top of that, whatever it is, insecticides, and also the other herbicides around those plants of target other plant species. So when it goes GM, the more they can spray on it or around it. It turns out the key to losing weight and keeping it off is not carbs or fat or even probiotic-rich foods. Nope. The end game of having a healthy weight as well as more energy and a long, healthy life comes down to a specific switch which you can flip in your body to flush out unnecessary calories. Dr. Stephen Gundry is calling this caloric bypass. And by activating this specific process in your body, he's seen thousands, yes, thousands of people dramatically improve their health, even at age 50 and beyond. This includes losing weight, getting tons more energy, and returning to the good health that they had in their youth once they simply addressed this one key to better health. Dr. Stephen Gundry has lost 70 pounds himself using this research and has kept the weight off for over 20 years and counting. His digestive issues are gone, his health is fantastic, and he feels younger and healthier today than he did in his 40s. His video has been watched by over 20 million people to date, and you can watch and learn more about it at thehealthyfat.com/adapt. And he'll teach you exactly how he's kept his weight off for free at thehealthyfat.com/adapt. Click on that link in the description box below. And now on with the video. That's why I said buyer beware. And here we go. The value war is a price war. The $5 meal's making a comeback. Well, for some, others are already getting rocked by the eyeballs looking for lower prices. Subway calls the emergency meeting with franchisees because Subway now has to offer buy one, get one free. That's the only thing they can do. They can't compete with this price point here. McDonald's launched a $5 meal. Then Burger King followed it immediately. And then KFC jumps back in with something very similar. So we have three of these fast food giants rolling in on $5 meals because they saw that $7 and $18 Big Macs were making people give them free advertising across social media, which they didn't like, and they want your business back. So please spend the $5 here. And if we look at just a 30,000 foot view of a Subway, same store and store sales are down about 10%. So they're trying to start up this buy one sub, get one free, but still the prices are where they were, over $10, but they're trying to lure you in with that away. They just simply can't lower their prices. And that's what that emergency phone call was about, was we know we can't lower the prices. Now how are we going to compete in this? Now, they can only last for so long. So remember, this is just a very small interim of time. So if you think these $5 meals are going to stay here forever, it's just to get you back and get you off social media reporting badly about these companies. And as soon as things get really nasty coming around harvest time and they start to realize what the gains and losses are, they can forecast to the next year. And you're sure you're not going to have $5 meals next year. So learn a different skill to provide food for you and your families. Warning, food prices are about to skyrocket. Spain, olive oils and potato are now unaffordable for most. They've had incredible damage to their olive orchards. Also, wine across Austria. Production 50% down, and you see where you look just anywhere across Europe, they're having trouble continuing to grow what it is, potato, olive. Last year was cucumbers and carrots, and then we moved to French wheat output, 27% down, lowest since 1986. That's why I say wait until this harvest season, and once we start to see these 25% cuts, war zones like the Ukraine that were bread baskets that are offline, you're going to start to see the world shift a little bit next year when they realize they don't have nearly as much as they thought. Then those $5 meals go bye-bye. And as a food for thought idea moment here, see the population, that purple dotted line? That is going up directly with cereal yields and cereal production. So let's say the cereal yields, as in grain yields, and grain production declines. What do you think would happen with the population? Just asking. I can win a free Big Mac if I answer it correctly. Put your answer below in the description box. I'll turn it into McDonald's for you. Sheesh. Greece, floods, heat wave. And again, this is another European country. And what do they have? Well, the same exact production problems with olives and potatoes that Spain was experiencing. So you think it's going to be a European problem, which means it's going to be a price problem for you as the importer. And then also figs and different types of fruits are just struggling. But don't worry, there's always somebody there to take advantage of nature and enhance it. Check out fake garlic made of cement in Maharashtra, Akola. Fake garlic. Now I've seen this in China too, where they'll take walnuts, crack open the walnut shell and put a little tiny piece of stone in there and then super glue it back together again. Now mind you, this was around like 2006, so I don't think they can really get away with that any longer. But it was just to pad the weight when they were selling it by the kilo, because not everybody had a stand. See, people could be mobile and they would go through and they would sell things in neighborhoods every day on the back of their trolleys or three-wheelers. So, when you get it home, you crack it on, you laugh like, they got away with, and they put one in each bag or something. So it's really like penny theft kind of thing. Breaking, cucumbers in 31 states in the District of Columbia are being recalled after hundreds of people. Salmonella, ouch. So we're starting to see some recall. And then they got the metal wire in Tyson Foods. So we got all those recalls for Purdue, chicken nuggets, chicken tenders, chicken breast nuggets, etc. So now you're battling it from multiple ends. Not only is the food fake at some times, now it's contaminated and it's going up in price and there's less availability. So Where does that leave us? Well, you're going to be responsible for more of your own food production and storage. But first, do you drink beer? Because here's the hidden chemicals in beer. They tested all these different types. Qingdao at the top there, Coors Light, Miller Lite, Budweiser, Corona Extra, all the way to Peak Organic IPA. And they were looking at the glyphosate amounts per billion. And this was their laboratory results. This came out of the Public Interest Research Group. Because also when I was a kid, ice cream was not a mysterious health food. It was on its own pyramid of junk food. And now people don't want to talk about it because it's mysterious in the way it just turned into a healthy thing. That is crazy in itself. So again, I'll bring it back. Food preservation should be taught in schools because this is our way forward here. There's a huge amount of veg coming at this time. Zucchini, cherry tomatoes, any types of produce. It is just chock-a-block right now. You probably want to buy some of that real cheap, learn how to store it up. See huge amounts of information on how to store these fresh vegetables and then how to use them in the winter time. These are the ones we grew at our place, and we're doing very much the same thing. Although we've been eating a lot of this fresh, we don't really have much to store except the peppers are outrageous. So we have been storing a lot of peppers, and again, there's the basil, tomato, peppers, and those are cheese peppers right between the tomatoes there. So it is going to come down to you to taking extreme precautions when purchasing, but also like a monumental effort to find the food and then store it up when it's cheap right now. So wish you the best in your preparations. Thanks for watching. Hope you got something out of the video. Share with your friends and family so they can also get involved in the conversation. See you next time. Bye for now.